Joel Layden reporting for the Israel News Agency. With me is Barbara Dahm, one of the world's most respected leading speech pathologists who specializes in the area of stuttering. Barbara has helped and provided therapy to over 2,000 people in a period over 25 years. Barbara, thank you for being with us today.
Hello.
What percentage of the population suffers from stuttering?
At any given time, about 1% of the population stutters. However, about 4% of the population goes through a period in their lives where they do stutter. Some of these people recover. And stuttering affects not only the people themselves who stutter, but all the people around them, their families, their friends, and even speakers who are not sure how to react to people who they meet who stutter.
So it appears as though that stuttering could be perhaps one of the most traumatizing ailments. Is the word ailment, is that correct?
Well, it's a condition. It is traumatizing because speaking is a human need. We speak all day long. Imagine that you're writing and your pen doesn't write. Okay, we write every once in a while. But speaking is a basic thing that we do all of the time to express the most minimum desires or needs or feelings. And imagine if when you speak, every time you speak, you have to worry about, am I going to be able to speak? Are the words going to come out? It's very, very handicapping to some people. Some people cope with it much better, but it always is an issue in their life.
So whether, let's say, you're with friends or you're on a date, or even more so, you're trying to get a job, you're going through a job interview, stuttering appears as though it could become an obstacle to one's life.
Oh, it's a really great obstacle in those situations, but even in the less situations, you just want to go into a store and buy something. That can be a major issue for a person who stutters. Calling a person on the phone. It's known that people who stutter order things in restaurants that they don't really even want to eat because they're afraid to ask for the thing that they really want. So it really is a condition that pervades the entire life of the speaker.
What causes stuttering? Is it an environmental factor? Is it conditioning? Is it genetic? Is it biological?
Today, there has been a lot of research done that shows that there is a genetic factor. Exactly what it is not known yet. However, there is a greater tendency to stutter if somebody in your family stutters. So there is a familial factor. But what is it? I see stuttering as a systems problem, where the speech production system is not functioning normally and naturally. And when the system breaks down, the result is the stuttered speech.
How do you help people that stutter?
I help them to see that they are normal, that they can communicate like everyone else, that they really have the abilities. They're within them. They're not using them very often when they speak to other people, but they have these abilities. So I help them to discover their own ability to speak. I help them to see what they're doing in their usual life that's different than their ability to speak normally and naturally. And then I help them to adopt the new way of speaking and to use it in their real life. We do a lot of cognitive work as well, where they change their belief systems about themselves, about what stuttering is. They get to work on the feelings that are beneath the surface of their stuttering. But what's most important, and what I think is really different about this kind of therapy, is that I'm giving them a natural way to speak. I'm not teaching them techniques that are artificial. I'm not teaching them to try to control something that really shouldn't be controlled. Stuttering is too much control. And most therapies teach people how to control the stuttering more. I show them how to give up control.
How long does online internet therapy take?
The average is about 20 hours. Some people can do it in much less time. It depends a lot on the cognitive issues that are affecting the person. A person who just needs to see how to produce speech in a different way and then will start using it on his own or her own will require less hours. But some people need more support, and so we're there for as many hours as they feel that they need. And they have a workbook that they can use. They have all of the materials. So between the therapy sessions, they do things to help themselves. And when they do these activities, they gain confidence, they gain ability, and their brain networks get used to using the right processes. It's really convenient. People do not have to drive, they don't have to waste time. Coming to the therapy, getting stuck in traffic jams, they just turn on their computers at a given time, and so it can flow into their real lives and not take as much time as a therapy session would take if they had to travel miles to a clinic. Also, they can get the best therapy without having to travel to different areas of the world. And the therapy itself, relative to what it would cost to go to a specialist in stuttering, is less expensive.
What can society do?
First of all, society can understand that the person who stutters is normal and capable. They can have that person work at any job. They can give the person a little bit more time to speak if they need it. They can listen carefully and understand that that person is not in any way trying to fake something or in any way that looks sometimes like some of the body language that we see in people who are unsure of themselves, but it doesn't mean that they are. So you have to treat them normally, naturally. And parents have to give good examples of speaking clearly, not necessarily very slowly, but very clearly, because they can help, the parents can help the children to develop the normal processes of speech production. And it's much easier to help a young child to develop it than to treat an adult who's already had years of experience using the incorrect processes.
Barbara, is there anything that you care to add?
I'd like people who stutter to know that there's hope, that there's a lot they can do. It's not the therapy that works or doesn't work. It's what the person does within the therapy that works or doesn't work. That they do not have to feel that they have no ability to help themselves. They can help themselves. They can make changes. There is a lot that can be done, and today we know what the difference is. In Stuttering Online Therapy, we show people what the differences are between what they do that causes stuttered speech and what they can do that lets their speech flow. So I would like them to know that there's a lot that can be done.
How can people contact you?
They can go on the internet and click in www.stutteringonlinetherapy.com, and they will reach us.
Joel Layden with Barbara Dahm, one of the world's leading, most respected speech therapists. Barbara has treated over 2,000 children and adults in a period of over 25 years. Barbara, thank you very much for being with the Israel News Agency today.
It's been my pleasure.